Yo, what's going on? It's Emmett from Team Anvil. Welcome to Hammered Out Podcast episode 7 or 6. I don't even know. But tonight we're going to be talking specifically about the Lights Out Tour event, specifically by us here at Team Anvil. You already know the drill. My dog, he's probably going to hit the watering bowl here any minute and get some water. So, all right. So what is the Lights Out Tour? How did we come up with it? And why is it something that we're spending so much time putting out into the universe and advertising and whatnot? Well, here it is. My background specifically comes from the light infantry world in the United States Army. And during my career, I had the honor and privilege to serve with dudes way better than me that we're sending it at a very high level. And I got exposed to that pretty regularly. And it taught me very valuable lessons. And we learned a lot of those lessons in blood. And some of those lessons include, but aren't limited to, being able to work in very confined spaces, otherwise known as like close proximity gunfighting. So close proximity gunfighting, for anybody that may not know, is kind of like, it's like an unofficial term of sorts where you just say, like, for me anyways, I consider anything close to be definitely inside of the 50-yard range or meter range, but more or less, in that range and in. Now, when we enter structures and buildings, vehicles, vessels, whatever, right? That's very close. It's personal. It's tight spaces, and you need to be able to move around as efficiently and as safely as humanly possible. Well, one way that I guess you could say we trained up for, I wonder if my mic's on. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. I was just thinking, I was like, ooh, that'd be bad. Got this like little red button right here. This is real life, guys. Right there. Anyways, so everybody should be able to hear me pretty good. If you can't, wait, hold up. I guess I should check the chat, huh? Let's go. Let's do it. All right. Anyways, hey, what's up, Angry? What's up, Drunken? What's up, Garrett? All right. So getting back to my point here about close proximity gunfighting. When we start talking structures, it's probably one of the scariest things in the world for anybody that's had to do that job, whether you got into that gunfight or not. Entering a house and you know that there is somebody that doesn't like you in there, or you suspect that somebody doesn't really want you to be there, is there. That's not a good position to be in, right? So the world that I come from, we would drill down on that all the time. Regular infantry dudes are setting up glass houses nonstop. And what a glass house is essentially is like you put down some like engineer tape. It's like this white nylon, and you put it down on the ground, stake it down, and you can create essentially like rooms. You can do full-blown buildings, and you can do it on the ground. And what's cool about it is that you can run the scenarios, within you and your team endless amounts of times, right? Like you can set up a center fed room, a long hallway, common walls. Then you can have like corner fed rooms. You can have like L-shaped room. Like you can do whatever you want to do with engineer tape. You can literally create your dream environment to be able to drill down on those basic principles. So CQB is, in my opinion, kind of like the cornerstone of home defense. So a lot of people will ask me now that I'm out, be like, yo, like, what's the point in like doing CQB stuff? And I always come back real sharply with, well, you live in a house. I live in a house. If for whatever reason, home invaders are like, you know what, that house is the house that I want to go to, then I want to be able to know with certainty that I can beat them in my own house. Makes sense, right? Or God forbid, like you come home and like your neighbor is screaming and they have nobody there, but there's a car in the driveway or whatever, you can tell they are getting gaffled. Like, do you want to be on the sidelines kind of watching the game happen, or do you want to be able to get in there real quick and help make somebody's day better? So I always lean on those areas when I talk to people specifically about CQB and how it's applicable to like the everyday citizen. So there's a little bit of the backstory, right? I come from a world where CQB, I did it in real life, on a two-way range where there were real people shooting back. And I've also trained at it a lot, and I mean a lot, over an 18-year career. And God saw fit to let me live to the age of 40, and other people didn't. And yeah, I like to think that, we evolve in warfare and in training and all these other things. I'm pausing a little bit because, like, I think about, the dudes that didn't make it back, and it's not that they weren't good enough or anything like that. You sometimes, you really don't have a say sometimes, right? The enemy definitely gets a vote, and you could be the best. You could be really good at everything that you do, and it doesn't even matter, because the enemy gets a vote. So I wouldn't say I'm super like serious about CQB, and that like there's no joy that people can have in it. I think I have a different relationship with it, which is why I see it as being a very important skill that we should all have, and that we should all drill down on, especially if you're in the gun industry, or even if you're not. You know what? Like, some people have different focuses. I have mine, but so Lights Out Tour. Like I had kind of heard about, at this point, I had already heard about East Coast Night Shoot, right? These guys from Pennsylvania, I think Pittsburgh area, really cool dudes. They come over to Ohio. I think they've been doing it for a couple of years now, 2-3 years, maybe 4. But they come over to Ohio, up east of Cleveland. And they put on, like, they host, like, it's like a range day, right? A bunch of dudes with night vision and suppressors, machine guns. They show up, they go shoot, and the food's provided. It's like barbecue usually, and there's vendors there and stuff. It's a great time. A lot of the people that are coming to the Lights Out Tour that we've started are guys that we met up there. So the East Coast Night Shoot guys really like do a pretty cool thing, but it got me to thinking. I'm like, but we're in Ohio. I'm from Ohio. Like, we're from Ohio. So what could we do, not to compete with them, but like, what could we do like on a local Ohio level for Ohioans, to where they don't have to wait one time a year to go do something cool like that. And it just kind of hit me. I was like, man, we need to do a tour. I had heard previously of this band that did, like, they called it Lights Out. It wasn't a Lights Out tour, but they called it Lights Out, and it was like this concert. They did some crazy stuff. So there was the genesis of Lights Out Tour. So we affectionately called it Team Anvil Lights Out Tour because we want to be able to do something a little bit different than the East Coast Night Shoot guys are doing. And that's essentially this. We want to teach fundamentals, even if it's only 1 or 2 courses, each time we meet up and do an East Coast Night Shoot. Hey, yeah, man. Sorry, got sidetracked. So I got to turn side chat off. Hey, good meeting you too. Good seeing all you guys. I'll come back to the chat later. Anyways, I'll get sidetracked, man. Squirrel. So like the whole goal is to be able to, instead of just having a bunch of dudes show up and spend a bunch of money on ammo and gear and just go shoot, which is cool and all, we figured we would add to that good base and be like, you know what, we're going to teach 2 courses every single time we hit a stop on our tour. And that way, people that show up not only are going to have a great time because they're going to be around other people like them, but you're going to learn skills that relate directly to what we live half of our life in already, which is the dark. And if you don't have night vision, that shouldn't be a limiting factor. And not that it is anywhere else, but we all have, like, a lot of people carry around tactical lights on their weapons, whether it's, their handgun, like their concealed carry, their EDC, whatever you want to call it, or, their rifles and stuff like that. So why not train that? Why not be partnered with places that are willing to let us come use their ranges during low light and no light conditions to provide quality training to people that live half of their lives in the dark? And so that really for us was like the big deal on like why I wanted to create the East Coast, or the East Coast. I gotta stop calling it that. They're gonna like copyright me. It's not the East Coast Night Shoot. Those guys are awesome. And they really kind of set the bar for like anybody to come behind them, like after them and whatnot. So, and I'll always go to the East Coast Night Shoot like stuff every year when they do it. I actually just missed it. Big shout out to those guys. They just got done capping off, I think, their Philadelphia Night Shoot. I totally forgot about it. Wish I could have been there. It looked like another great time. Moving on. Our Lights Out tour it's going to be pretty big. Thus far, we have 4 different ranges that are going to allow us to come and use their range to put on this event. And I'm pretty like stoked and grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that for you all, for everybody that's out there. So how are we going to kick it off? We're going to kick it off doing a CQB, like a close quarters battle, home defense heavy simunitions training event at no other than the Midwest Shooting Center in Lima, Ohio, which just so happens to be home to the place where we hold our annual charity, the Silent Legion Project, every single year. So what I really love about Midwest Shooting Center and their dynamic training area is like you have the ability to hit different types of structures. You're going to experience multi-level structures, stairwells. You're going to have that single level house. There's vehicles that you can like bite to and away from. And there's 4 different buildings. So you can actually practice crossing linear danger areas. They have like a scalable room where you essentially can build that room out however you want it. So that you can do all of your threshold work, right? Like getting up to that door, like how do you split your team? Are you inline 4? Are you going to split 2 and 2? How are you going to use the people around you to negotiate, this big breacher door that's really hard to get through? But nothing will prepare you, nothing will get you closer to combat than a 2-way range. And we're not going to like throw real bullets at each other. So the only other thing you can do beyond that is simunitions training, or like mill some airsoft and stuff like that. You have projectiles coming at you just like the people that you're going up against. They have projectiles coming at them. So it creates a really dynamic environment. And I'll tell you what, for anybody that's done something like that before, you already know the deal. Pain is the greatest of all teachers. When you have your arm stuck out, your elbow flared out, and like you've been trained not to keep that elbow tucked in and stay as streamlined as possible, reducing your signature so that the enemy has less of you that they can hit. And a simunitions round hits you in your elbow and you feel that immediately, you're going to be like, oh, I knew I should have had my elbow tucked in. I knew I should have been tighter or whatever. So really excited about the Lights Out tour. We got good instructors coming through. I actually have a phone call tonight right after this. So like around 8:30 my time, or our time here in Ohio. One of my buddies that I served with in the 10th Mountain Division, very like a very legit dude, highly decorated, outstanding career. Sent it in Afghanistan more than once and lived to tell about it. High level dude, got out, ended up starting his own private contracting company. And he went out and he was training MARSOC Raiders on like how to do stuff that, you know, he taught him how to do. I'm not going to get all into that, but like that's his resume dump, kind of, you know. Really legit dude, really humble dude. Just a pleasure to be around. And we're talking about trying to get him out here as our primary instructor, as our last one. So I'm really hoping he can make it. Adam, the guy that usually is here for our stuff, he cannot make it, which is fine. Just a little bit of oversight on my part, but no big deal. And but yeah, so we're going to have the right instructors in the right place to give everybody that shows up for this training really good, a really good training lesson. My wife's clearing her throat, and I'm like, is there something I need to do? Like what? Yeah, I'm gonna drink some water myself. Everybody in my house is sick or recovering from being sick. So, except for me. So, anyways, so lights out tour. Again, it was really just kind of something that, you know, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, those East Coast Night Shoot guys got something good going. And or no, wait, I think it was before I think I had heard about East Coast Night Shoot. Yeah, I had heard about it. But this was last summer when I thought about the tour. But it was off of their idea, right? Like, because they're already doing it. They're just not doing classes and stuff. So, anywho, yeah. So it's been a good time. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to talk too much about everything. So I'm going to open it up to kind of some questions. I see like there's 8 people out there. Hey, Vanessa, what's going on? Angry Sarge, what's up? My wife, Michelle's out there in the chat. Garrett, wish I could make the tour. Bro, you need to come, man. It's not that far from Georgia. So get some questions rolling in here and see what people want to know. So some basic information. It's the entry price is $200 per person. The duration of the training is going to go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right. And then equipment, when it comes to simunitions training, I get asked this a lot actually, like, hey, what should I bring? What should I not bring? What do I need versus not need? I'll tell you this. So pistols, I don't know if they I think Midwest just doesn't have simunition dedicated pistols, or I mean conversion kits for pistols. So what they do is they essentially just switch out whatever you have. So like we always tell people, just leave your pistol in your car. Don't even worry about bringing it inside the facility, because we're just going to issue you one here in the facility. Rifles, different story. Rifles, they have a bolt conversion kit, right? So you just pull your bolt carrier group out of your rifle and then you put theirs in and then you're good to go. They always tell you, and I try and tell people too, if you have an optic, you bring it in there at your own risk, right? So not to say your optic is going to get broken or direct impacted and then broken, but it could happen. And if that does happen, just understand that that's your optic. That's your responsibility. So if it breaks for whatever reason, that's kind of on you. It's unfortunate, you know, and hopefully you got it from a place that would kind of like help you out. But that's a consideration with night vision. And I've been getting asked this a lot lately, in the last like week. because this is a night vision event, right? Like if you have night vision, you can bring it and you're encouraged to bring it. I've been asked if it's going to be a two-way range with night vision, and my answer to you is the same as it's going to be for everybody else. Yes. So what that means, maybe spend the extra $20-$30, to get some sacrificial lenses. That'll always help. And, your housings can take a direct shot and should be good to go. Like it's not our night vision housings. And I took mine off. They're not that fragile. Like you could throw this across your room right now and it would be good to go. All right. And if any of you are wondering why I have like an alien setup, it's because I'm lazy and I actually really like having a battery pack on my helmet or a battery power on my gear. So I have my battery pack still hooked up and everything from when I was running 2 PVS 14s on this bridge. And I didn't want to get rid of my power pack, my battery pack. So I was like, well, I'll just kind of like mess with the bridge so that I can still have my power. So that's what I did. Whatever. I like it. And it works out really good for me too. So I get to maintain power and I don't have to get another mount, which I won a mount at East Coast Night Shoot from Noise Fighters. And that thing is super cool. But if I run that, I have to put the cap on and then put a battery on this. And then I'm solo. I could keep the battery pack back there as a counterweight. But, at that point, what's the point? But anyways, so to the night vision question, get some, make sure that you get some sacrificial lenses and you'll be good to go. All right. Same thing kind of goes with lasers and all that stuff. Like if you have a, let's see, one of our guys went and bought like an Airsoft PEC 14 or PEC 15. So he's going to run that at the Simunitions event because the recoil, it's not like it would be with like 5.56 ammo or whatever. So I would say for you airsofters that are out there that have like airsofter gear already, I mean, you could always use that, or you could just use like your rifle the way it's set up for duty use or whatnot. There's no wrong answers here. Just kind of understand that you bring your equipment into a dynamic training environment and you have all the risk that you assume for yourself and your equipment, right? So shouldn't really be news to anybody else, but if your equipment gets broken, it's not Midwest Shooting Center's responsibility to replace that, nor is it like Team Anvil's or anybody else's that's out there. It's just like it's our own. Like if my maul gets broken during this, training event, which man, I bet it won't, but if it did, that would suck and that would hurt, but that would be my responsibility. So just kind of keep that in mind. Clear eye protection is always definitely a thing that you need to have. So with the kind of how Midwest Shooting Center does things is they make everybody wear a face mask. All right. It's kind of like a paintball mask and whatnot. Cold in Ohio is to ensure no junkies are. Yeah, he's right. Yeah. But so they make you wear like this face mask for like paintballing or whatever. I don't know if it's like super mandatory or if it can kind of be like side skirted, because me personally, I'm not afraid of taking a hit to the face by a Simunitions round. I don't care if I need stitches at the end of the day. Like I'm good with whatever happens. I would rather train as realistic as possible, but I also understand from like a safety standpoint, a Simunition round could travel up. It's possible because they're a little bit lighter. They can smack off of objects or the ground, ricochet, and then they could take an eye out. So I understand from a safety perspective, why they choose to make it mandatory to use these masks, but I also wouldn't mind not wearing them at the same time. So I already have kids. Side chat is crazy, man. Yes, keep it going. Make it crazier. Let's get weird in here. All right. Yeah, Payne is an excellent teacher. Can you tell by the color of the straw where it doesn't even matter? All right, so that's pretty much it. No, that's not it. Make sure that you bring gloves. I saw people at the Silent Legion Project event that we just wrapped up in December. They came with like these really soft gloves, and unfortunately, at the at Midwest Shooting Center, if you don't have gloves, they give you a pair of very soft shell gloves. Oh, those are not really good. Look, like, so I'm still not 100% recovered, but I took a round on my knuckle. Imagine that too, right? Like you're presented. Imagine how good or how lucky somebody got if. Yeah, the whole point is to not get shot in the face. Very good, Eric. I got freaking stitched up on my face by the CEO of Lead and Steel. Man, he hit me like in my chin, and it was like a ding, 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 and my head was going. I didn't even know you could get a concussion from simunitions training until then. Like he rocked my face. Good thing I had the mask on, though. I say I don't mind getting stitches, but I would have had tons of stitches. I probably would have had a broken tooth and all sorts of other stuff because he hit me in the chin and went ding, 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 and it was pushing my head back. So he laced me up. But the soft gloves are really good for dexterity, but I would tell you, like on a rifle, you do not need soft gloves. Like have some hard, like knuckled gloves with like reinforced padding that are on your other knuckles or your joints. I mean, so that you don't. And I had those on too, man. I got whacked in the sweet spot, the only spot not protected by the freaking glove, right there. And you can see it, man. If I see a little bump, it's like scar tissue right there. Thank you to whoever did that. Good shooting. Anyways, so we covered eye protection. You need to have that regardless if they make us wear a face mask or not. I also need to bring, I would highly encourage you to bring hard knuckle gloves. I know Wiley XL is a really good pair. They're cheaper than Oakley's. Not really sure how much they cost, but those are good options. Mechanics gloves, I don't have a lot of experience with. I have experience with the thinner ones. They're usually very durable, but I don't know if they have like padded knuckles and whatnot, but maybe look at that. And then like you can look, there's jokes that go around about getting like, a growing protector and stuff. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. All right. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. Yeah, it's totally up to you. I don't know. Nobody should really be aiming for your private area, but things happen, so whatever. I'm not judging, but so as far as ballistic vests and whatnot, I always bring my plate carrier that I would wear anyways. So I would just tell you to do the same. Like if you already have a plate carrier or a duty vest or whatever that you have to, wear that you've already bought, I would just bring that. They do have them at the DTA just in case people don't have them for whatever reason. So if you don't have body armor, or you don't have like, a plate carrier or something like that, don't feel like you've got to go drop like $500 like right now, on a plate carrier on plates. I mean, you should have that stuff anyways, but like if you don't, not a big deal. They have it there. They don't have plates, but they do have a plate carrier. It's got like little, I don't know. It's weird. It's like little padding. So that's the plate carrier. Belts and all that kind of stuff. Like I always like to just essentially put it to you like this, right? Like, I have this helmet. This helmet is worthless, all right, to me as a human being if I don't train with it. All right. So when people ask, hey, should I bring like my helmet with all my stuff? Absolutely, man. Bring your freaking helmet. Like whatever helmet you have that you would put on if, Planet of the Apes really did happen, or zombies really happened, or we got invaded, or God forbid, for whatever reason, you got to put a helmet on that has night vision on it, hunting coyotes or whatever else. Bring your working tools just the way they are. Same thing with your work belt. If you have a war belt, battle belt, work belt, whatever you want to call it, we used to call it a work belt when I was in. Bring that, verify that all of your gear is set up the way you need it to be set up so that you can, operate efficiently and effectively out there. And I wouldn't use the event as a way to find out if your gear is already set up good. I would use it to validate, oh man, my gear is good to go. Dude, I use the skull crushers. If you stuff your pants with extra socks, go ahead and hit that. Man, Angry Sarge, man, for the comment of the day. I'm going to read it out. I'm going to put it up on the screen because I can do that. This is good. If you stuff your pants with extra socks, go ahead and hit that like button as well as subscribe, but also leave a comment of what types of socks you're using. Dude's funny, man. He's a comedian. Yeah, man, you got to use those Bombas socks or the Fox River ones, man. They're super thick. Or the S2V, the Rocky S2V socks. That's funny, man. Hog hunting in Georgia with NVGs. There you go, that too. So Drunken Jiu-Jitsu actually bought a pair of Cry knockoff combat pants. So I've had people ask me where I got my pants. I got them issued, but they're essentially Cry G10s, Cry Precision G10 pants with reinforced padded knees with the exterior pieces as well. But I want to say Drunken Jiu-Jitsu, I think he paid like under $100 for those things, and they're like legit. They have the fabric tear resistant material in it. Daggone, that was rough to get out. In it, they have like all of the same knee pad. I mean, they look like legit, and he's worn them through a few events. $80. Hey, drop the link in the chat if you can. So that people know where you got them from. But I would strongly encourage anybody that's going to come to this event to definitely have a pair of like combat style pants. You are going to get hit, and it may be unintentional, but you do not want to be wearing jeggings to a Simunitions event and feel that kind of pain. Pain is a great teacher, and you are going to learn all sorts of things about pain if you wear like tight clothing like that. It's going to be, I'm talking you pain for weeks. All right. So would it be a no-go on leggings for chicks asking for a friend? Yeah, it'd be a no-go for leggings with chicks. Chicks too. If any females actually come to this thing, which we have none on the roster, you definitely don't want to wear gym clothes. Okay. Like you will have scarring. Okay. That will happen. Yeah. Drop the link, man. Just drop the link in here. Not the description. All right. So we covered all the gear. Oh, comms. I got asked about that. So we are not running a comms course. All right. because that's essentially what we would need to be able to do to get everybody plugged in and keyed up and talking to each other. I am working with a company. Some of you have probably heard of them. I'm trying to get a company. I'm not going to say who it is yet. All right. But I am going to, you know what, whatever. I'll tell you. I'm sure they won't really care. I've been talking to Dusty from Strategic Dark Solutions, and definitely going to try and get them to come out to the training because they are night vision masters. All right. They're a bunch of war fighters from their past life, dedicated their whole lives to war fighting. And if you come out of the war fighting world, man, you lived under nods. Like most of the work that you did was under night vision. Anyways, that's how it is in the light world. So these cats have tons of experience. I'm pretty sure they're plugged into the OTOA, and they're just getting after it out there, man. I think they're even going down to Arkansas. I think they're going to the Arkansas Tactical Officers Association to teach them a bunch of stuff. So, and they're doing all sorts of courses, but there's a communications course that they're starting to do, and they're partnered up with Mojave Repeater, I believe is the name of the company. And they're doing really good stuff out there. So that's kind of coming. What was I going to say? Oh, pretty sure tomorrow. Oh, okay. So we were asked if anybody didn't have night vision, if they could still come and if night vision would be offered. So we will have an answer for everyone. We will have a preliminary answer for everyone after tomorrow evening. We have a meeting with a company called Send Nods, and we are going to work that out. But we have a meeting with them tomorrow to flesh all that stuff out, figure out if we can get that done. So it's big deal, big stuff. So maybe on that. Oh man, we're talking about panties. Uh-oh. Ranger panties. Oh boy. Wear at own risk. Jeggings. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh man, you guys are crazy. All right, cool. Hey, if you haven't gotten into the chat section yet, man, get in there and make it weirder. All right. Having said that, it is Burger King. All right, so that pretty much covers gear. When it comes to like upper, what vendors are going to be there? So this is a vendor showdown. This is going to be, we're gonna be hard point, like drilling down on skills at this thing. So this isn't that kind of an event. We're in talks with different companies, to show up, but it's not like if these companies do show up, they're there to provide something for the people that are there. But after that, so let's talk about the evolution of what the Lights Out Tour actually is going to be. So this is our kickoff event, the CQB Simunitions Training event. That is the kickoff to our Lights Out Tour. After that, we'll be at 4 different locations. That's going to be across the state of Ohio. And at those events, we will have vendors and we will have other people there that will be teaching courses. All right. So let's just say, for example, you go to every single event through the month of December, which is when the tour is going to end. If you go through all of that, essentially what you will have done is you will have gotten what is this month? It's starting in March. So you will have gotten 9 months of course training for And if you add up the hours, I think the normal range hours from what we're going to be doing is 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. So that's like 7 hours. So 7 times 9 is 63, right? 63, 7 times 9. Yeah, 63. So that's 63 hours of training that you're going to get. And if you do the math on how much it's going to cost per head going into each different location, which is going to be $50 per person, that's $450 you'll have spent for that many hours of training. That's ridiculous. Like in the grand scheme of like value to money when it comes to training and courses, like the amount of training that you're going to actually be able to get for the low price of $450 if you went to every single place is like, it's absurd. It's kind of crazy actually now that like I'm sitting here looking at the numbers, but we wanted to give everybody out there, you know, a reason to come out, make it affordable enough to where you could come out and hit every single leg on the circuit if you wanted to and you were able to, without it breaking the bank. So yeah, so don't forget the sadness if it's NTC attire. Oh gosh, you got to talk about. So for those that, yeah, NTC. Anyways, so I'm gonna turn that off for a little bit and go back over here into my world. All right, so let's see, what else did I not cover already that I need to focus in on real quick? We got gear. Oh yeah, so whether you wear a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt or a sweatshirt, I would say wear a t-shirt and a hoodie over that, or whatever your work attire. Like if you're showing up, I know a lot of law enforcement guys are going to be attending this event, so if you want to come in like, you know, your SWAT gear or whatever it is that you wear, bring that. Nobody's going to hate on you. Or you can just come as comfortable as you want to be. Sure, like most of the LE guys that are SWAT, they've already done stuff like this, so you already know like kind of the deal. So dress accordingly. For everybody else, I just recommend, it'll be March, so it's not going to be freezing cold. Well, I don't think so. I don't know. Ohio weather is crazy. Weather dependent, right? So Met TC. Let's see. Other than that, so we have a collaboration going on with DOA Society and Fixed Bayonets. Fixed Bayonets is a company up in northern Ohio on the Bay. He works at a place that makes machine guns and really cool stuff. And then DOA Society is run by 3 guys. I think the primary guy is Trey, and he's a really solid dude. DOA Society and Fixed Bayonets and Team Anvil, we have collaborated to develop a t-shirt just for the Lights Out tour this year. So we're getting very close to zipping that up and being complete on the artwork. Then we just got to figure out the rest. But these awesome dudes, man, have been working real hard on it. So, I mean, I'm pretty stoked about it. So what that means for everybody that's here is probably in the next week, we are going to be launching the t-shirt design. Excuse me. And if you're going to the event and you want a t-shirt, just let us know. You'll get a discount code for the t-shirt since you'll actually be attending the event. And that's kind of how we're going to do it. We're going to keep it exclusive to if you're going to the event. Like you can't buy a t-shirt if you're not coming to the event. That might make people kind of sad, but whatever. Once you buy a ticket for the event, then you'll be good to go. You can buy a t-shirt. And so that everybody also knows, starting next month, I think in the 3rd week of next month, we're going to push out all of the dates for the Lights Out tour. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to buy your ticket up front. And I'm pretty sure across the board, we're capping out at 100 people per location. So there's only going to be 100 tickets available for each location for each different date. So if you want a t-shirt that bad, think about it this way. If you pay $50, you get to go do some shooting at night, low light, no light training, have a good time with a bunch of people that like to shoot and want to shoot at night. And you also get a cool t-shirt, for a few extra dollars. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. Anyways, get back in the chat here because I think I've pretty much gotten everything. Oh no. We're a boat cape. What is happening in this chat? Yes. I'm from Nebraska. Oh man. Oh, this is fun. Okay, y'all have a good time in there. All right, so I'm gonna stay focused. Lewis, what's up? So we are talking about the CQB event at Midwest Shooting Center in March that I believe you're already registered for. So should be good to go. Yeah, so just looking right now at wait, that's not your Craven. Yes, Lewis is registered. So right now, just so that everybody's tracking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10, 11, or no, 10, 11. So we have 9 seats left. All right, right now. We cap out at 20. So I wouldn't say like, hurry and get your ticket while you can for this event. But I don't know how long they're going to be around. We've been advertising for a little over a week, and we're already over halfway sold out. So, or halfway there to being sold out. So I expect probably in the next week, maybe 2 tops, will be completely sold out. If for whatever reason I can't say that. All right, so that covers that event. All right, so the Lights Out Tour kicks off with our event at Midwest Shooting Center. And after that event, we go to different ranges around the state of Ohio. And those range fees or entrance fees, ticket prices, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be $50 for pretty much from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. That you will get 2 blocks of instruction from pretty legit dudes. And whatnot. So for you ladies that are out there, for the dudes that are out there that are like, yeah, man, my wife, would really like to do some stuff like that. There's good news out there. And it's not necessarily part of the Lights Out Tour, but it is part of an ongoing effort that we are making to be able to get more female shooters like out into the universe to shoot. So we're kind of working with 2 professional shooters come in from out of state. One's from North Carolina, one's from Florida, and might be reaching out to some other ones as well to bring them here to Ohio in the early summertime and do a big, massive, like female roll call, like training session, right? Like we're going to organize it on the Team Anvil side because we really feel like, it'd be good to be able to do what we can to, rally women together and empower them in the shooting world. Not that they need a man's support, but I figured I'd at least try. I have a wife that shoots, so use our platform to kind of spread some awareness and put out some dates and get some people that are like pretty good shooters that care about building the community and get them all out here to have like a really good time. So, yeah, so we're working on that too, but that is not exactly part of the Lights Out Tour. So yeah, Lady Range Day. Call it the Anvil Let's. Nah, I'm joking. Like these chicks have their own companies already, so we're not calling them Anvils. All right, but it is Anvil Nation, right? Like get the word out. Like we got good trainers. good people that are involved in Team Anvil. Like a lot of level-headed, humble guys. Met a lot of awesome people. Some people are still here, others aren't, but that's life. We PCS from one duty station to another. People move. People, it's life. But as long as we're here, heck, take my wife, please. For jeez, delete that comment. But no, like I wish I could have did this stuff like when I was in and whatnot. But here we are. All right, can we get drunk off some Odals and Rippets? Oh, dude, yes. Yes, we can. We've proved that. Remember that dumb Joe that's like, hey, all I have to do is drink 100 of these to equal 10. I can do it. And he couldn't. Poisoning by O'Douls. Never thought it could happen. As for me, my favorite is Otis Spunkmeyer banana nut muffins and Rippets. That's how you stay up for 4 days in Afghanistan doing continuous missions. Yeah, those are the fun days. But anyways, so that's pretty much it, peeps. I don't know if there's any questions out there. The comment section has been going wild and rampant for a good half hour. I love it. Let's keep it going. But other than that, above everything else, I just want to tell everybody. All right. So shout out time. I got like 7 minutes left. So if you're tuning in, go ahead and everybody head on over to Angry Sarge's YouTube and Instagram. If you want, my man, go ahead and drop it in the comment section so everybody knows how to follow you. Look, this dude, another war fighter, man, like full sending it his whole career. I'm not going to drop his whole resume. I'll let him do that, man. But he left it all on the field. And he's still doing stuff for the community, man. He's still out there. Him and some other cats, like they got together. They created a university online to teach people how to do gunsmithing, essentially. And I don't know what all is involved with it, but I mean, it is a legit thing. He's a big giver. And he's got good content. So him and Tactical Trash Panda, they have their own thing. They co-host each other. But Angry Sarge, good quality dude, man. Glad to have met him. Glad we ran into each other, and like definitely look forward to the future. My boy Garrett's in here. I don't even know if he has social media. I'm joking. He is still active duty Army, infantry warfighter. We got Drunken Jiu-Jitsu in here. I'm not going to say his real name because if he wanted his real name out here, he would have put it. But say what's up to him. Let's see. I thought I saw. So G90, everybody going over to his stuff. Say what's up to him. He says, oh man, safety Sally, but I wear a mask and a cup when doing Sims. I don't blame you, man. Vanessa Kitty was in here. Pretty sure I saw her stuff. Yep. Delta 34. Look, I don't know if he's still hanging around right now, like watching and whatnot, but like I came across this guy's channel and he's here in Ohio, Delta 34. The dude had the best. I was in the like tip of the spear, man. Like my whole career, like I thought like I had the greatest like leaders and experience ever, big picture. But like Delta 34, he has 2 YouTube videos on which Zero is best for your rifle. And oh my gosh, if you haven't seen it, Delta 34, if you're in here still, man, like please drop a link to that. or drop your YouTube channel link in the comments too, so that people can go see that. I've had people, me and Lewis, we're talking about this for like an hour on the way home from the run and gun thing, like which one's better and why, and da 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 da. And it's like everybody has to watch this tour. If you have a rifle, or this tour, this video, these two videos, if you have a rifle, you need to watch these two videos. So best explanations I've ever heard on why or why not, and how to zero. Just the dude blew my mind so much I had to reach out to him, and that's how we met. And I'm glad, man, because he's a super cool dude. Yeah, dude, definitely, man. Like, and that's what this is all about. We said that from the beginning. Like, Team Anvil is like, we call ourselves the brother's keeper, man. We are our brother's keeper, man. And if you're putting out good quality content, stuff that like is massively like valuable, dude, like I have to share it. Like, I don't have a choice in the matter. Like, it's my duty at this point to like put people out there, plug people in with other people, man, because like you need to be huge. Like, you need to be bigger than you are. Like, I don't know how many followers you have, but like until it's 1 million or 34, how many people have firearms in America? That's the number, right? So anyways, but yeah, that's about it. I think I covered everything. Lewis does not have any social media. Dude, Angry Sarge, anytime, all the time. Boone Farms in class. Oh my gosh. Dude, you guys are crazy, man. I love this. Let's go. All right, Eric, man. My dude Eric out there in the chat for emotional and kidney damage. Yeah, he ain't lying, man. Hey, y'all check Eric out, man. Check out Angry Sarge, Delta 34, Vanessa Kitty. I think that pretty much covers everybody. If I miss somebody out there, my bad. Try and plug everybody that I can. Got DOA Society. They don't have a whole lot of stuff up on their page yet. Their page kept getting taken down or infiltrated or something, so they're in the process of rebuilding that. But if you're into cool gear, not like tactical gear and stuff like that, but like graphic t-shirt designs and stuff like that, like DOA Society is a great place to go. If you're in Ohio and you love the whole Chief Wahoo vibe and you were sad to see it gone when the Cleveland Indians got clipped, go, man, like hit up Fixed Bayonets. He's a Marine, or a prior service Marine. I think he did like 6 years and then EAS'd out. But he's always dropping some like interesting like history stuff up there. So if that stuff is your taste, man, check them out. If not, no big deal. They do what they do because they love it. Same reason we do. So, hey, look, from all of us here at Team Anvil, and there's only 3 of us. All right. Thank you, Anvil Nation. I'll just say it that way. For all the people that we've met, over the last week, month, year, couple of years, you're the reason that we're out here, like, still like getting better, putting out more videos, trying to add more value to a world, that has awesome people like that are in the side chat there, adding value to the world. And we're just humbled and appreciative to be a part of that. So thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you now have some more solid answers on what the Team Anvil Lights Out Tour is, how it got started, where it's going, and what you can expect of it. If not, hit us up in the comments. I'm not going to sit here and say subscribe and all that stuff. Like, if you find value in what we're putting out, by all means, like, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow us, turn the bell notifications on, to all. We do this once a week. Get in here, like, get in that comment section and make it weird and pretty awesome at the same time. But more than everything else, just want to say thank you. Go out there, get good training, give your life to God, and stay free. See ya.